Jade Chamber? That's it.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building...
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a... Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people... Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to... The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials... They are as follows. Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar...
Only sufficiently large pieces of plastrite. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti... Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your... I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest...
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priced...
Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some plastrite just the other day.
No. We better move quickly.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a...
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested? Yes. Providing the question pertains to some...
Really? Ooh, then we'll never be short of more...
Of course. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please, seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else...
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, first we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh?
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement. As it happens, we have some information about the material.
No, I don't...
Don't be like that. Why don't you stand there? Oh, right, yeah.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information! Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out. They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you? Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some more.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling...
So what? She's loaded. How?
I've already told you. I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be...
Come on, ma'am. It's not about whether you need the info or not.
I won't...
No more excuses! Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Li, then Shinyu kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich...
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yeah.
Boss, I'm telling you...
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this?
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians?
No, don't be angry.
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Oh, I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful.
You can't do that. This is Liyue Harbor. There are
Laws. No. Apparently.
Really? So
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten.
she's so on it. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all. Then of course you're still hungry. So
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herbs?
kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach. Do you think Shenhe might be an Adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor. Where does she fit in with the other?
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
She's...
My hunger has now abated. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to...
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious. But should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste.
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an Adeptus.
Enough about me. What are your plans?
Oh, right. Paimon almost forgot. We came out to... And now we're probably...
I see. I heard something.
Yep. You get to ask me. Were you interested?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a con. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance.
Wow. Yeah, but having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay.
Great! Paimon...
I am not sure whether, or to what extent, this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, we simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we'll...
Veto! That is not acceptable!
Really? But I hear that competition...
Look, we want to win this Sunset Vermilion Night, Wonder Course, and a...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So...
Baiju? What are you doing?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came...
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs...
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now.
No, we've got other stuff to do.
The variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yeah. As far as the records show, virtually...
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Common. Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all.
children, come, come.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do, especially since I imagine you still... Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subs... Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then... It is I will not go into too much detail, but the teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created...
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot...
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared...
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at!
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Well, for starters, I require... You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lily. But almost no one has been able to find Shim. Even more difficult to find is Smaragd. In any case, Smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure. Goodness knows if that child was...
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for...
Yes.
She counts?
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my...
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child... Yenfei, I believe you've already heard of the Traveler and her traveling...
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui, before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal... Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has... If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always...
Paimon was gonna ask the same question.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, they had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect...
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed toward... Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the...
Is that so? Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other...
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the
Whoa, that's a really thick...
Commercial consultancy. Or Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck... Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing your...
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us... Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source...
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about...
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because the contract makes it quite... In return, I included a clause that
Guaranteed genuine? With 10 times the value payable?
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance
In that case, might you know where Miss Chow lives? We'd like to...
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when...
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell.
Whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something...
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of... My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting...
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my... I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original... My family is in the ore business, too. We now have a backlog of paid-up ore. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. But now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Jichao somehow. True, though surely the...
Right, I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the... Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation, and given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Jichao looks like...
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please, Don't trouble yourselves over this. However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family... Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of...
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, so hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gems... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this...
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With the... You lost them? Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mora, do you have any idea what I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some
Thank you very much.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk and...
Should I try this?
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may...
What do you mean?
Are you... Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force...
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I...
Huh? Paimon can't even keep track. It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yanfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me...
I've had a read through.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve. What? I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case...
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask...
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... Where can we find someone who processes ore? Ah, I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named Crossell enlisted your ore processing services recently?
A Snezhnayan merchant... I do remember that. He brought me a piece... That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it... He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the...
Do you have any left?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a...
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shaving. Yes. It's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used... I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite.
A thin layer of... If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy.
Is that so? Well, so, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by...
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding, there may be only a subtle difference for the... And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of...
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on it.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Miss Yanfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store wasn't...
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and the stone shaving?
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. This document shall serve as signed...
Yes?
I wouldn't say there's been an...
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny...
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little... If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry... Aha! Got it! Sinxi.
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our... As such...
So you help them make sense of the law. But...
Yes, well, that's no obstacle, because I've memorized all the legal codices. You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know? Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual...
Well, that's that then.
Oh, Miss Yanfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossell asked you to...
Crossell? Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came... The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, this order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be—
Miss Inksy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called smaragdus jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called— the inlaid gemstone is recorded as smaragdus jadeite.
Thank you, Sinksy. Now, could you let me borrow—
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that there's been some more trouble?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it. Thanks—
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make—
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that smaragdus jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our—
Please, show me your prescription.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering. And if it isn't Miss Yanfei as well. Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with smaragdus jadeite.
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the Seven Mountain. The Seven Mountain Treatises states that it is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yanfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind—
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for smaragdus jadeite recently. A snake. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if you—
you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you for penning—
You're too kind.
That Baizhu guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
You can't beat the atmosphere.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be—
Yes. My investigation is indeed concluded.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could—
Of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, smaragdus nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot. I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus jade. In any case, Smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut.
That's an unsubstantiated.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated.
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence.
Hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the...
This document proves...
Our second piece of...
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do... Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's...
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in... Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar... No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented... I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell.
Huh? No, I...
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will... Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
Yamp, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money, but after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost... I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Chichao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so...
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there.
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with...
20%? That's as much as I...
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not.
Ms.
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you...
What? But
Miss Yanfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust that it will...
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yanfei.
Oh, come on. No...
Well
then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no...
Is...
Actually, I could see from the hairpin if we could join forces...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too.
Exactly.
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. An Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which case, you would have heard what Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs...
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree.
Well, since we got what we came for...
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh.
You've returned. How did it go? Good.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right, then. Go see...
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense. Indeed she is. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew. All right, then.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
It is but a single Then hold it firmly. If you were to drop... Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them.
Wait a minute, Granny!
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot.
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly? Is that so? Another person to count on is always good after all.
Yep, and it's even harder to get a guide.
Ah, yes. I do. Let me consult our records.
Blonde. Dress is all funny. Wait! Do you mean... Does that stranger's face look...
Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different. This stranger is a very tall...
Seriously?
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything. Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're... After all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy to... And should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city. Well, as to further news about him, he stands guard at the city gate, so I wish you every Ad Astra.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, he was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outrider to pursue him by air. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear.
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more...
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried tailing him. He might have said you should go ask him.
What? You need something? Here, I remember him. He showed up a few... Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
She'll share? Well, Master Deal... Anyway, let's go to the end...
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger who wears an eye?
That I have. He comes here every night. He even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and...
And what's Master Deluxe?
Why, I just gave it to you.
Investigating everything as always.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor. Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered...
He's really here?
Hey, go on, drink some more.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? Why are... Well, that's as good a
So... get...
That little one beside you.
Uh-huh, we're the...
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travel. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
And he was so cold just a moment before.
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora. And the 500 is a one-time fee. And we'll... That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of
Ah, thank you. Now, as for my questions, I'd like you to... The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong, only about differences in attitude. I only wish to know what your choices are. Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that crisis? I know everything that... Well... Answer the question. Is that your answer? Question number... Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on it. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity? So that's your answer? Now for my final question. This world has people who gained visions. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So... It seems that you're different from him. I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss. Ugh. Those creatures that serve the I have come to Mondstadt this time, while on the...
An Abyss?
An even more twisted abyssal being. One that commands the Abyss mages.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting against the Fatui and Liyue, who are human too! We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
There's some reason behind that, I'm afraid. It's possible that they may have been under orders to avoid your path.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us or something. Uh-huh. Where's...
That manner. It's just like his. Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about... This abandoned temple does bear some marks of the abyss, the falcon of the west. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately... Oh.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
The scent of the abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Paimon wonders what the Abyss Heralds look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
Dodge this!
Be gone!
Leave it all to me.
Cool it!
Steady as stone.
Freeze! Dodge this!
I must leave no stone un- I'll protect us. Oh.
Just a few abyss mages? Seems like that herald might have already left. The abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, was unable to, and the creatures of the abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a...
You seem to know a lot about the abyss.
Well, we do have some history. I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should... Judging by the traces I'm following, perhaps we may find our abyss...
You want me on your team?
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dane's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him.
Lord of Wolvendom, sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here only. No, nor does it know me. I only know these things because a previous traveling companion of mine once wanted to hear its story. All right, let's go see if that...
But where do we begin? Are you standing here because of these strange bonfires?
Indeed. See that? Floating above the knowing what I do of the Order's habits, they've probably left similar marks behind elsewhere.
You think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kinda scary. Let's beat them up first. Let's dance.
I'll catch up. Leave it all to me. Oh. Hi.
Whew, that's that. Let's go check out that bomb. Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the Abyss. And there's another one of those bonfire spells. Looks like the Abyss really has been around here. Yikes! Where did these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick! Hi? Oh.
Have you finished searching? I searched around these parts and found some signs myself, but they were left behind by Abyss mages, and there was no deeper abyssal power to them. It seems that even an Abyss Herald would not wish to make trouble with the Wolf King of the North. We should leave as well. If there's anything praiseworthy about that old wolf, it's his territorial nature.
But now we're out of leads. Are we going to have to give...
No. There is... Let's get a move on then. I'll... I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis. When you came, this place was known as Storm, but I suppose that this place is more lair than Storm Terror at this point. In fact, if my memory serves, this ruin has had largely nothing to do with that dragon. The first time I laid eyes upon the ruins of old Mondstadt, the dragon of the East had yet to fall, much less come to nest in...
Huh? But Paimon remembers that...
Don't think too much about it. Do you remember the light actuators that once sealed? If the Abyss Order is interested in this location, then they will not neglect those mechanisms. Let's go see what the situation is.
There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
I must leave no stone un- Take cover! Windblade! Out of the way! I'll protect us. Prepare to be blown away! Steady as stone. I'm going in! Time to clean Leave it all to me. Out of the way! Windblade! Get out of here! Okay. Windblade! Let the show begin. So in the end, we still couldn't find...
I wouldn't call not having to gaze upon such a creature a shame exactly. Still, I do believe that you will come across one.
No, you're right. If it's a really powerful monster, it would be...
How good it would be if all perils one encounters in their journeys could simply be solved by going around them. Once upon a time, yes. I simply have experience from adventuring together with that traveling companion.
You know, Dane, you keep talking about that. Where are they?
He no longer traveled. I'm afraid that traveling can be...
Oh, is that how...
I still have some things left unfinished.
Yep, and it's good to have a home to come back to. Hey, once you find your sibling, we should find a place to stay too, shouldn't we? Mondstadt's Fisherman's Toe. Either way, we should settle down in a place where there's good food.
Home. Well, it won't be too late to think about where you stay. While you're still traveling, you should...
Huh? What's familiar?
A familiar feeling, you say? It could be someone you know well. Whichever it is, we should see it for ourselves. We can reach the top of that cliff from over...
Oh, Dan moves really fast, doesn't he? Let's use that wind current nearby to catch up.
Can you still sense that familiar feeling that you spoke?
But it doesn't feel like there's anything around.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about this place. It doesn't look any different from the last time My traveling companion brought me here on our previous Me? I merely followed my traveling companion around on that journey. That's all there was to it. Huh? A ruin guard's footprint. A ruin guard was wandering around here? No peace to be found, even for a single dandelion.
What's gotten into you? You were just spacing out. Huh? But how could that be? You only touched that.
Perhaps that dandelion bears some sort of scent that only you As for why, has it perhaps experienced some...
You're saying some real confusing stuff.
Do not rush. Vexation and anxiety are the enemy of rational thought. At least you now know that he is still on this world. At this time, the most important thing is the journey to find him. Yes, and this is something you must keep in mind as the meaning behind your journey. May you find your kin at the end of that journey. Well then.
Huh?
Only for now. Don't worry. After all, I did take 5...
Oh, yes! Yes! They have the audacity to go after the 7 dragons, gods. No ancient artifact. Still, this time is different. Who do they think they are, going after the Abyss Order's treasures? Oh, Traveler.
Huh? Ganyu, what are you doing here with Lon?
Hello. We were just discussing the treasure hoarders.
Yes. We were just saying how even the audacious treasure hoarders should know better than to mess with the Abyss.
But we recently received intel from the Ministry of Civil Affairs that 2 big-time treasure hoarders in Liyue and Mondstadt are planning some big joint operation.
2 big-time treasure hoarders?
Yes. They're known as Big Sis.
Oh, Raptor! Paimon remembers he tried to run away from Amber and Mondstadt. But who is Big Sis of the South?
You already know something, then. I guess you must have crossed paths with the treasure hoarders many... You are correct. She's the head of the treasure hoarders in Liyue. Some say that the god of thieves even bestowed a gift upon her for her exploits, making her Big Sis of the god...
Anyway, the treasure hoarders discovered some previously unexplored ruins that the Abyss Order has been secretly guarding in the shadows. Despite how dangerous that makes it, all the treasure hoarders can think about is what kinds of treasure could be inside. They have already devised a plan. They will send out a decoy to divert the Abyss Order's forces away from the ruins. Then...
To this end, Big Sis and Raptor have reportedly recruited a certain Grand Thief.
Grand Thief?
Oh, indeed. The Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders, in the same way that we adventurers look up to great adventurers. Ah, so you're familiar with the author of the Tevat Travel. So, despite being relative big-timers in Liyue and Mondstadt, Big Sis and Raptor had to put in a lot of work to convince a thief of his status to come and personally oversee this.
With the major changes in Liyue recently, the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the Millelith already have their hands full. They don't have any time to, but anything related to the Abyss makes me feel like... So I decided to come to the Adventurers Guild to post a commission.
Leave this.
Oh, good to see this in the hands of a reliable guild member. Well then.
Add Astra.
There are signs of treasure hoarder activity here. They must have come to these ruins. Let's go deeper inside. Paimon sure hopes Ganyu's information is reliable. Let's dance. There aren't many guards here. Looks like their plan to draw away the Abyss Order's forces really worked.
I must leave no stone un...
More signs that a treasure hoarder was here. This should could be the right direction. But why does it feel stranger and stranger as we make it deeper into these ruins? Be careful now. Paimon's right behind you. Let the show begin. Could it be the Grand... Why is he in that position? That's... Why is... And the statue's hands... Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right? But this statue is... And the Grand Thief hasn't moved an inch. Paimon doesn't feel so good. Let's... We can't stay here! Quick, run! Let's dance. Let the show begin. Oh.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Let's dance.
Adventure time!
You have come here. You have seen us as a herald. I will mete out you.
An Abyss Herald?
Dainsleif. Oh, I thought you were just a couple of pests that stumbled in here by mistake. So, you are with Dainsleif. Did he send you here to die? His resistance against the Abyss is un...
What is this power? Pirates never seen it before! Careful! Please don't get cocky!
No stone...
It's a roar!
I'll protect us. Windblade! Leave it all to me.
I see. So it's you. You are the one. In that case, I shall stay here no...
Such a strong enemy. Who knew the Abyss Order had monsters? Huh? What is it? Oh, right, yeah. We're near the...
So, we meet again.
Hey, it's Dane!
Judging by your expression, it seems you just... Could it be that you encountered an
Huh? How did...
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. I didn't expect to find you here as well. An inverted statue of the Seven, holding abyssal power in its hands. No, I have never seen such a thing during my time fighting the Abyss. Though I have Tell me the rest of what happened in there. So you escaped the ruin depths filled with
And then, as we got close to the exit, an Abyss Herald... We fought a big battle with that thing. Maybe...
Yes, this is a rare opportunity indeed. Come, let's catch up.
Let's go! A rare opportunity with...
as stone. Hip.
Take cover!
Leave it all to me. Let's dance.
Windblade!
Those abyss mages just now. Were they trying?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards. Look.
Oh, is that? Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits? You know, that kind of stuff.
They wouldn't be certain. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because abyss mages often come out from that ruin to explore. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain valuable object. However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the abyss, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance to the entire One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these abyss mages likely fear something else, much more than they do a painful interrogation.
Paimon is getting...
All right, we shouldn't waste too much time.
I'll protect us. Steady as stone.
Windblade!
I must leave no stone. Let's dance.
Teamwork is... Ow! Off we go!
Leave it all to me. I'll protect us.
As a dutiful maid would.
Take cover! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Steady as stone. Let's dance. I'll protect us. Wow! Besides the Abyss Order, seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of...
There are no coincidences in the world. Everything is the fruit of seeds planted, just like your appearance in that tavern. Time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout. Forget it. Just some needless musings. The connection between the Abyss Order and the Ruin Guard, rather, they are both branches that have grown out and up from the same root.
Branches?
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years.
Huh? Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over... Oh. Speaking of Oh! Right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here. A long time ago, the nation of Conria was... Huh? You have memories of being there.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, so I shall not pry into your... But, if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Conria you saw, what was it like?
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your brother from within that meteorite.
It seems your brother woke up first. But the question is...
And then your brother told you that the destruction of Conria plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Tevat?
The destruction of Conria? He said that?
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 500 years ago. It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your brother must have understood this world better than you did, because he woke up first.
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path, so you couldn't escape.
Oh, Paimon knows this part really...
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Conria. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Tevat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war that ended Conria. Am I right?
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been flipping through all sorts of books during our adventure these past few months. Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around Mondstadt and Liyue, but you told Paimon they were useless. So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria so you could find your brother? Oh, yeah. You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I probably know more about Conria than both of you. Conria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died, or it was a powerful nation, built purely by humans.
A nation?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed. By God.
You mean that—
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Conria. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits. Let's keep moving. I will tell you—
Has the show begun? Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are So, did Con—
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. These Ruin Guards were known as field tillers by the people of Con—
Field tillers? What a strange name.
It's not like you think. Field tiller was just a code name. The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood.
Fought for with steel and blood?
After the destruction of Conria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Teyvat. Perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time, they found their way to various ruins across the land.
That sounds so sad.
Once you understand more, those details won't— But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose.
I must leave no stone—
Windblade! Ouchie! I'm going in! Oh, let's dance. Windblade! As a good knight should. Windblade! Go, let the show be steady as stone.
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why wouldn't perhaps it really does contain information?
But Paimon can't read the writing on...
Engulf the faith of the enemy in flame, and bring glory to His Highness the Prince.
What?
Loom of fate in... the Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather...
Loom of fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate leaving me from the horrible feeling Paimon's been getting? Those... So, Dane...
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean? What do they want with Osile?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know, though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile?
No. From the contents of the talisman, they won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of The talisman's message states, and the new core that shall replace the
eye of the very first field tiller?
It would seem so.
This whole thing keeps getting...
Yes. According to the talisman, thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure... Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information up... Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway.
The cathedral.
Huh?
Nothing. A huge statue, a grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly... But how aware of this was the Animal Archon on receiving this gift? And how much did...
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though.
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say any... And actually, the Animal Archon is...
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral. I'll leave you two to mingle with the sister.
Huh?
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs with their having me tag along would only make them suspicious. Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time. When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is... I have never received the favor of the gods in the past. I don't see any reason I would need... That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the...
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and...
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defile. The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue. But if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only... Also, meddling in the affair...
Anything the knights can do for you.
Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion. Oh, we're here to ask some questions about...
What's that?
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next...
Huh? You're here to ask about that old story? Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago. There was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared one night without a trace. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it, but it was in the church's records, as you might assume. This incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven. Of course.
Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we...
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's
The tyrants...
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terrace. Many, many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached old Mondstadt.
Balls of fire raining from the sky?
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. Right. Later, the theory of the tyrant's final fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of storms wouldn't shoot fireballs. Perhaps it was something else that caused the Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just can't think of any other strange incidents that...
It's okay.
There's that pointless word, thank you again. I can never get you.
Oh, Rosaria, it's you.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Wasn't that the Abyss Order?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? As for what purpose, I can't say for certain. Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a...
Then I will go...
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Right. We'll go give
Oh, okay. If the honor... But please, everyone, be careful.
I see. This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue.
But what is the Abyss Order going to Wolvendom for anyway? Are they looking to do the same as they did with Deval?
No, that's unlike Osile, who was just suppressed. Andreas died long ago. Today, it is just his spirit that stands guard. The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo archives. Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
I'll protect us.
The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are. Fits the Abyss.
Yeah.
Huh?
Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
It has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a servant of the... I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire any interaction. Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable. I have no problem interacting with people, but it's just my opinion. But a word, you shouldn't place too much trust in them. But at the same time, don't go too far in the opposite direction. Don't go trying to overthrow them or hunt them down, even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them.
Lest I repeat I would...
Huh?
The destruction of the nation of Canria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven. Well, enough chit-chat.
Up there? What a strange man. Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against unfamiliar. At the Rite of Dissension in Liyue, your decision was very similar to what Dane would do. Not the easiest situation.
Honorary Knight, Paimon, what are you two doing here?
Oh, Master Jean! Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the...
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. They have surrounded Wolvendom. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not... But the Abyss Order and Boreas...
They just like to cause trouble. The Abyss Order already went after Dvalin. It's not too surprising that they would also go after another one.
Regardless, whether the reason behind the Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas is this god's spirit. He does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you are also the one to meet him this time. Okay, be careful.
You, not welcome here.
You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled since your days. If you serve us, we can restore your divine powers you once held.
What the heck is this ceremony? Oh no, is this the same?
Wolves never surrender. But this can't go on.
No matter how many times.
Steady as stone.
Windblade!
Right.
Let's think! Windblade! Leave it all to me. I must leave no stone. Let the show be.
Teamwork is strength!
Be gone!
Off we go!
The world will fall! The end will come!
Come on, we can do it.
The end is nigh!
Steady as stone.
The world will fall!
Out of the way!
Surging tide!
Windblade!
The world will fall! Surging tide!
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
The end will come!
As a dutiful maid would.
The end is nigh!
I must leave no stone unturned.
Surging tide! The world
Get out of here! Out of the way!
Steady as stone.
Adventure time! Yeah! Take cover! Everybody stand! Windblade!
The world will fall! The abyss! The ceremony was into... How does an old spirit have such determined... No matter. This is but a small, unforeseen
It disappeared again.
Thank you. You came.
Human Lupercal. I am ashamed that you must see me in my presence, but still, The Abyss Herald underestimated my strength.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial, but scary outsider, not respect trial rules. I too didn't see the trap.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging?
Thank you. In the future, my claws must get sharper. You smelled danger and came here?
No, we heard about the danger. Paimons knows that besides coming to help, we actually have some... excuse us, Mr.
I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this field tiller is. It entered into my proving ground by accident, and I mistook it for a challenger. But it could not think, only fight. It was designed. I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks, before it fell to the ground.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Yes, it could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs.
Fireballs? Hey! Anyway, this pretty much proves that the first field tiller came to Mondstadt, doesn't it? It sounds like the first one was way stronger than the mass-produced ruin guards that came. But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while...
Don't know, but did we help?
Yes, you were a big help! We need to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking.
Yes, I smell. You too. Also, be careful.
Well, that was some good intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane.
Leave it all to me.
I saw her, but purposely avoided her. As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservations towards me. If I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the object of one of her investigations. But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss... I see. Well then, we can more or less figure out where the...
Huh? Really?
That information combined with a more For example, the old story you told me you heard in the cathedral. Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister, long mistaken to be a curse rained down by a deceased tyrant.
Ah, Paimon gets it! So the tyrant's final fury was really just missiles fired from the field tiller after it ran from Wolvendom. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt and stayed there. Then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would fire a ton of missiles at them. Until one day, it finally broke down for good, and the fireball stopped. Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they came to interpret it as the tyrant.
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area. What do you mean?
Huh? Oh, Paimon remembers too! We saw that abandoned... This is it, right? Okay. Ooh, so what did you... Huh? What?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not powered by the element. Let me give it a try. And done.
Wow!
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The eye of the first field tiller. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype.
Prototype?
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the defiled statue, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you have a mechanized god. And this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia. Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
No.
Huh? You?
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure, no matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well, you know I don't trust them.
Oh!
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue. We can't have the Church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean...
Destroy it? That's a
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the invert. I'll make sure it doesn't get away.
after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in. Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue, we just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take us right to it. Yep, that'll work. Let's go, and remember to be on your guard.
Looks like we're an eerie, lifeless, dark Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue.
You are just as vexatious as ever, Danes. I sense your soul is stained by Oh, and something far than we are the same. We're both dangerous.
It is your words that time to silence.
Bow before the abyss!
Prepare to be blown away!
It's a roar!
I must leave no... Windblade!
Get out of here!
Steady as stone. Let's dance. Windblade. Leave it all to me.
Out of the way!
Windblade. I'll catch up. I must leave no stone unturned. Windblade. I'll protect us.
Gone! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Windblade.
Out of the way! Get out of here! Out of the way!
As a good knight should.
Time!
The
world will fall!
stone.
Adventure time! Get out of here!
The end will come.
Let's dance. I must leave no stone. Windblade.
The world will fall.
Let's light it up!
Is nigh. The end will come. Surging tide.
Windblade.
Get out of here!
The world will fall. The end is nigh. The abyss shall rise. Prince.
Hey! Could that be?
Lumine.
Wait! He just... your brother?
Lumine, why are you with Dane?
Uh-huh? Your brother?
Ether.
Let's go...
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my Ether. But it must be said. That man Dainslift, a curse of immortality.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same... And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but... and the whole thing about Dane being your enemy...
Yes, of course. But I cannot go with you to the next world. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end. Listen to me, Lumine. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, sister. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information. Uh-huh, that's right. At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right? That's right. By the way, What they said just... Oh. First off, that Abyss Herald it seems like your brother is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to him. Also, your brother said that he wants to engulf... Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. And Dane is from Conria too. He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago. So that's why your brother said that Dane... But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemy? Also, how come after all this time we've spent searching for your brother, it turns out he's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that? Yeah, then we can't let ourselves... Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. If your brother wants you to reach the end of your journey, show him what you're made of. Come on, traveler. Let's go.
Let the show begin.
You got it! Wow, Paimon's stomach is rumbling already!